Hi everybody, this is Vaughn with Sweet Roxx Crystal Healing here, and it's been a little bit since I've actually put my face on my YouTube for a minute. I've been going through some really crazy healing this past week, and I kind of talked about it a little bit, but it's been pretty wild what I've been going through. But more importantly, I'm just amazed at the progression that I'm making with what I've been going through. So go ahead and grab your coffee today. Get your cup ready to go because this is episode 16 of my Coffee and Rocks. I'm going to talk about some new specimens that I picked up and some new, just things I'm going to be working on in the future. I was able to just kind of like let loose and just be myself this weekend and just kind of decompress because everything I've been going through has been really heavy, and the energy that I had was expended, being with my kids. I wanted to be with them, and it was amazing. So a lot of my production kind of slows down because it was exhausting. So I spent a great deal of time grounding and meditating and smudging and cleansing myself, saging myself, and just getting myself back on my feet today. Because today we're at the 3-3 portal. And since the 2-2 portal that I went through, oh my gosh, that was a hard one. Closing timelines. I don't even know how to explain it. But, so last week, it was like Monday or Tuesday last week. So a week ago. I wake up and my face felt weird. I was just like, what the heck's going on? And it's like I couldn't move my eyebrow, couldn't lift my cheek, I couldn't move my lip here. And I'm like, what the heck is going on here? And, trying to massage my face and try to figure it out. I was just like, what is going on here? And I started to panic and get fearful. That the obvious symptom when you see someone's face that's just like numb without injury, it's they've experienced a very serious health condition. And for me, I was like, oh no, is this is my body not as healthy as I was feeling? I'm just worried because like any parent, we fear leaving our children suddenly. It's like, anyway, I just didn't want to put that out there. So I'm just trying to overcome this fear of my face just doing what it was doing. So I grab Hermione, my pendulum, and I start asking the questions. The hard questions I didn't want to ask, things I'm doing in my life, how I'm doing it, what I'm doing, my choices. Should I be drinking coffee? I was going through everything, and just out of alarm, because I was trying to isolate what would have caused this. Well, as I'm in my panic, trying to do my body checks, I'm checking my chakras, I'm checking my organs. Everything was checking out good. Now, granted, I have some missing molars because I quenched whatever didn't take care of my teeth, so I got molars missing. But it did tell me I need to work on that. And I learned that your teeth are connected to your nervous system. So if you're missing teeth, there's a part of your nervous system that's not flowing, which is super wild. Well, I couldn't isolate with my questions, and I spent a great deal of time questioning what would have caused my face to do what it was doing. And so I started to go inward because I'm like, okay, because I trust in my tools, I trust in my intuition, I trust in what my body's feeling, I trust in it, okay? And I've been working really, really hard to be sensitive and attuned to know how to read what my body's telling me. It's taken a lot of work. Okay, so I'm not giving you medical advice when I have to share in this video. I am sharing my experience based on what I felt like I should do. And I don't trust the system because I see the darkness way too much. I don't trust doctors and what they know because they went through the same indoctrination we all went through that lied and deceived us. So I'm testing all of these. What I'm about to talk about, I'm testing it to, well, essentially prove to myself that there's another way of healing. And I truly believe my crystals are healing. Now, let's get to the grit of it. So, because I had my overall body check of my body, everything was checking good. My pendulum was, it was like, okay. But I kept asking the serious questions. Did this happen? Did this happen? Did this happen? And it just kept telling me, no, it did not happen. No, no, no. And then I was like, should I be worried about this? And it was like, no. And I was just like, and it was like a negative, like, no. So it was like swinging counterclockwise. Dude, stop freaking worrying about it. And I'm just like, okay. So I had to overcome a fear. Like, that was a fear. And it was like, it was scary. It was scary. And then I've got, my loved ones that care about me. They're like, you should go get it checked out. It's just like, because that's what they know. And I'm just like, it was crazy how it all, and it came down hard on me. It was heavy. And my little one, she's so observant. There was something wrong. And I didn't want to alarm her. So it stressed me out. Because I'm like, I don't want her to worry about me. As a father, that's scary because my face wasn't like, it wasn't numb. It just felt like I got punched in the face, and it's like the nerves were all like fucked up because I got hit so hard. So when my inner child kept telling me that's what happened. I got punched. I'm like, what are you talking about? And so I started asking the deep questions. And I said, okay, last night, was I dreaming in an alternate timeline of myself? And I got a yes. He says, was I doing astral work? And I got a yes. And I started expanding on it. So I was doing some astral work. And I didn't know this. See, I didn't dream the night before. I just woke up feeling like it. I went to, the 2-2 portal happened. The energy was so heavy for me. I fell asleep so early. I was just like zonked out. Both me and my daughter, we were out by 9 o'clock. Just gone. And I woke up at 6 a.m. Actually 6:22 a.m. specifically. Because I check that. Right when I wake up, I like to look at my phone. Because it's got, I want to see what time it is. Because I want to know why I pop awake. And so I follow the numerology. So my clock is the best way. So I look at my clock, like, oh, okay. Well, that's when that's how it happened. So I'm like, interesting. So I haven't looked into 622 yet on it. But I know that there was something divine happening at that time. So when I came back, my oversouls, I've asked it not to let me remember those dreams that I would normally experience because I don't want to lose touch of this reality. You understand? I safeguard myself to keep me, coherent and safe and not out of this world kind of thing. Because getting into there, it feels more real than this reality. I don't know how else to explain it. When I'm there doing what I do, that's what it is. But I've been closing timelines apparently, and that's why I haven't been dreaming, is because those are my timelines, and I don't want to see it. I don't want to remember them. I just want to close them, integrate them, and have them healed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to become the better version of myself. So it's like, that's the journey I've been on, is evolving to become something more than I could ever dream of being. I don't even know what that is, and it's not like I'm always seeking, but I'm going more inward. I'm learning more about myself. I'm learning more about what I can do. And that's what I mean by my spiritual growth. I'm not striving to be better. I'm actually going more in, learning about me in ways I never even imagined. And I think that's kind of the road that is patterned when you look at the stories of all these ascended masters. You know, Ganesha, Shiva, Yeshua, you know, Baba Vanga, you know, all of them. All of the ascended masters, they follow that path of going inward. Buddha, yes, that's what I'm doing. The Buddha. But I keep myself grounded here for this life. And I enjoy being here in this life right now, always. So this weekend was about getting out and recharging. Went to my favorite rock shop, Bryson's Rock Shop, and Adirondack, I think is the new name of the bead store that I like to go to. Anyway, a new person bought the store, and now they're maintaining that bead store, and it's like one of my favorites to go into. So I got some really cool stuff. So where was I going with this dream? In that timeline, I had to look into it because I needed to find understanding of what happened here energetically. Why am I dealing with this? Okay. In that timeline, and I'm going to tell you the story based on how I'm perceiving it, but all of these were questioned through my pendulum. Okay, so I'm going to summarize all of my readings. So in my timeline, I was standing up and defending a woman. I don't know who the woman was, I don't care. That's not the point. She had children. The children, I don't know if they're mine, that's not the point. I want to know what happened to me, okay? Like, again, I don't want an emotional attachment to what happened. I want to know what happened to me. Well, what happened is that there was a scuffle. And we got violent. We, hit each other a few times, and we walked it off, essentially. Okay? Well, this person was still stewing. So he went back to his car, came back without me looking, yelled at me, and as I turned around, hit me with a bat. Now, when I came to that point, I was just like, that's very interesting. And this is an alternate timeline, so the path that I'd gone on. So I'm like, so I got hit with a bat defending somebody. And I don't really know the circumstance, that was just the event. So I asked what happened after that. Well, I said, okay. So I said, was I in the hospital? And I got into the hospital, and I was there. And I asked my pendulum, I was just like, did I win the freaking fight? Like, I'm in the hospital because of this shit. Did I even win? Like, because that's like, if I'm having to go warrior mode, I want to know what happened. And it did confirm that, yeah, I did win the fight. And I don't know how, I just know that whatever this injury came from, I achieved what I was going after. That's all I cared about. I achieved it. But this is where it gets crazy. When I was dreaming that night, myself was there in that timeline in spirit form, helping the passing, because I end up dying in that timeline. And what was crazy, due to complications of this, because I had a shattered skull and all this stuff happening, it was pretty brutal. But I was the soul, my oversoul, because, as we choose lives in quantum physics, as we make choices, we go on a different path. Whether we choose left or right, it doesn't matter. That's the timeline we're going on by all of our choices. But there's that always what if theory. What if I chose the other way? Well, in quantum physics, that timeline split off and is doing its own thing. But it is still you. It's kind of complex to think about. But it's like, every choice we make sends us on a different path in our timelines. And in the quantum physics, you can close old ones so that you're not, suffering and don't know why. So that's what happens. So that there's the energy healing. That's what's coming out now as people are beginning to understand this more. Quantum healing. And I had to remote view all of this to see what happened in the hospital, because the pendulum was telling me I don't want to answer. It just went still. So in my curiosity, I went and looked, and I grabbed my Entourage Drogue orb, and I remote viewed it, and that's when I realized what had happened is I was closing a timeline, and several timelines all at once, But those timelines were the same choice that all of my previous lives made, was being the hero and putting my life on the line for that. And I chose differently in my life. I won't go into detail about it, what choices I made to avoid that scenario. But I get to do great works here now. But what was crazy is because the trauma of all that event, it set such a ripple through all of my timelines. Now, this sounds like from the Spideyverse. This sounds wild. I know. You got to follow with me. But energetically, that's what I'm healing now. Because it was a similar injury that kept happening. So now I'm energetically healing this. And it makes sense why my face feels like this. So from my perspective, when I close my eyes, I feel like my face is swollen out to here. My eye is like, grapefruit with a slit, because it's so swollen and black. My cheek is out to here. Like my face is, my skull right here is bashed in. And it's like all... Anyway, that's what I feel like. But there's no pain. There's no, I'm not struggling. And I'm slowly getting my motor skills back. It's the craziest thing. I don't know how to explain this, but that's what's happened. So, how am I doing this? This is where this is where it gets fun. Because now I understand what happened, and it was an energy thing. I was basically attacked, if you want to call it that. But I have clarity on why it was. Is I've been using my gua sha. This is green aventurine gua sha, tied to heart healing energy. So this helps with the circulation and flow of your body, helps get everything flowing the way that it needs to. The green aventurine is that frequency that helps attract the abundance and that prosperity that I'm looking for. So with my body, I want my body to be abundantly healthy. And I'm going through that process of making abundantly healthy. So I'm using my gua sha tool I start with this actually, the 3 edge here, and I just go through on my scalp and just help with scalp stimulation. Because our hair, I believe, is an antenna to the divine. It's what keeps us connected. And so I use this gua sha like a little comb and just help stimulate just all those little ventricles and stuff with my skull. And just get it going. And it actually feels really good. It's like scratching my head, but not. It's kind of massaging. But I just go through in a zigzag motion and do this. Okay. Now my head feels like it's buzzing. It's really cool. But for this thing where I couldn't move anything, I couldn't move my eyebrow. I couldn't blink my eye. I can't squint like this, but with the other eye I can kind of do it now. I couldn't lift my cheek up. My lip wouldn't move at all on this side, so I was looking like Two-Face is how my inner child kept telling me. You look like Two-Face, bro. And then my eyes been watering like crazy. Again, energetically, the injury that happened, it makes sense why I'm dealing with this. I'm healing it so that it no longer happens in any of my timelines that I choose to live. Okay? It's like I'm learning my lesson finally. Be still. Relax. Go within. I'm breaking all of that habit that I've had, through all my past lives. It's crazy. So, now that I got my head started, I start working my way down. Now, the flat side of this is where it's for your face. So all I've been doing is just rubbing my face with this gua sha and just kind of just gently massaging my face and getting the circulation going with it, okay? Because your skin on your face is very delicate and super ultra sensitive. You don't want to use any rough edges when you're working with your face like this through the muscles. And all of this is just it feels good. That's why I do it. So I've been doing this. And again, green aventurine helps with the circulation of your blood flow. So it's working with the heart's energy to heal the body. Okay, now your head, because you're always upright, oftentimes gets restricted to blood flow, especially because I'm a jeweler, I'm sitting a lot. I'm not physically moving like I'm used to. I noticed that I need to do more breathing to get air up to my head. It's crazy. I've been having to adjust how I breathe even working with this business. So I just kind of massage here, and then I start working the muscles. I try to start activating them, and I start thinking about it. So as you can see, I can move my eyebrow really good here. And this one couldn't move at all. But since I've been using this and actually channeling, my eyebrow works perfectly. I am grateful. I am abundantly grateful that my face works the way it should. I'm so grateful that I'm healing past trauma. I start like energetically speaking that I'm already healed, like a prayer, as I'm doing this. So I'm doing it in my mind and I'm focused and meditating, okay? So I'm speaking that I'm healed already through this. Now this crystal is super hot right now, by the way, because the Reiki energy I'm doing here, okay? And so I've just been doing this. But now I can get, in 1 week, so I could squint here. Oh, yeah, it really feels like my face is like swollen like this. I could whistle really good, but I can't do it now because of, I can't make pucker up right. But I'm getting closer at it. So I'm just, and then my nose, I could always like twitch my nose like in a way. And so it's like I'm working these muscles and I'm consciously thinking energetically that they're working, they're healing, okay? Now, this is where it gets very taboo for people. Sure, I'm rubbing Roxx and I'm believing I can heal, okay? I decided to plug in to some heavier doses of psilocybin to help with the neural connections of the brain. And I took a dose and I went to sleep. And in the dream, I was talking to the mushroom people, the mushroom beings. And they're laughing and cheery, like they're super happy. They love living, like they're just like little children. They're so cute. And I asked them, I says, hey guys, I got a few of your family and I need help. I need to heal my body. And they're like, sure, let's help. And so we got to work in my dream. And we were building in my dream this giant mushroom like tree fort. Like it was a house type thing where we were built with lots of planks, lots of ladders, and symbolically I can see it being connections to things. But we were just building a tree fort with mushrooms, like tall, like, like some of the mushrooms have really tall stems, but these are huge. They're like, redwood tree sized. And we were building like spiral stairways up to the top, and they had like little planks coming off with like huts that you can stay in, like little like bungalows or yurts, basically little yurts going around anyway, this was my dream, okay? But I took a dose before I went to bed, and that's what I had. I went to the realm of the mushroom beings. And we started, and I just needed to heal. So that's what we were doing in the dream. So slowly, okay, and this has just been 2 days since I did that, added the psilocybin, 2 days. And now I'm getting motor skill. My eye, like the eyelid, because again it's all numb, it would like delay slowly close. And now it like functions normally. Like, well, not normally. It still feels like it feels energetically swollen. But so I've been working with this. I've been blessing myself. I've been praying for myself. I've been working with my tools, okay, and meditating and breathing, working with myself. You work one side, you got to work the other, okay? But I've been working through this, and I'm healing myself. So this video, My Coffee and Roxx, episode 16, marks a 1 week progression of working with my crystals to heal something that most that are stuck in their 3D belief systems would think they had a stroke. I wasn't buying it because I didn't have any of the other symptoms. None of them. I was crafting, I was weaving, my eyesight's great. It's like I wasn't buying it. I wasn't buying it. Okay, I just didn't believe that because it didn't make sense. I just, anyway. So I've been working with my crystals. It's amazing. And my tongue works again. So when I got hit in the dream, I bit my tongue in half, like with my molar. It hit me like this. And I was feeling the actual like pain right down the middle of my tongue. I was feeling the pain of it. I was like, where did this come from? Like the pain was similar to like you brew a hot pot of coffee and you take a sip and you suck in too much or whatever and it like burns your tongue and then everything tastes like rubber. Yeah, that's what I was feeling, and I woke up with that. I'm like, what is going on? So this is week 2 of my healing, of my own energy healing using my crystals. Now, why was my weekend so important and amazing? I'll tell you, because I got some really cool stuff. So I went to my favorite bead store. We'll start there. Well, okay. So I went and visited some friends while I was in Utah, and to catch up, my lighthouses that I call them, the bright souls in this earth, the first player characters that see through the bullshit of this world. Okay, those are the people I like to go visit. So I took a brief visit and visited some people overnight. Well, because I needed to go to the bead store yesterday, which they're closed on Sundays. So, but I got this whole strand of labradorite here. Okay, as a wire wrapper, I don't need cabochons to work with to have a flat back so that they stay seated on their bezel. Okay, I, as a wire wrapper, can work with anything. And so I can get good value on things to help with the price for you guys when I make this stuff. But I got some super, super high quality, if I can get them to shine here. Flash. Anyway, so I got tons of labradorite, tons of cobalt blues. Actually, let's do this. I'm going to face the camera down here. Okay. So I got tons of golds here. Where are my next ones? Oh yeah, this is a pretty one. Look at the gold on that. There's so many. I got some that got rainbows in them. A lot of red and gold in there. Isn't that cool? Where's the next one? Oh, this one, the striped one. This one was so cool. Looks like zebra stripes. Blue, gold, and some red in there. And green. Yeah, labradorite is so cool. But I don't know. A lot of people are liking the labradorite. I'm getting on board with that bandwagon that I'm seeing in the wire wrapping world. Just trying to find my rainbow ones. Because I got like 2 of them that are so... Oh, this one's really cool too. That flash on that one. Yeah, but these labradorites... And some of them will glint in multiple directions, which is super crazy. Where are you at? I think... No, not you. Getting close. There you are. I missed you. Okay. Full spectrum, right there. Blue, gold, red, green, to violet. Isn't that so cool? Labradorite is such a cool stone. Anyway, so I was super excited to get these. Went to the bead store. And while I was there, I was looking at small beads because I've been getting a lot of people liking the accents of beads and stuff to my pieces. So I got green aventurine because I've been working with it. Go figure. I'm talking about how amazing green aventurine is. And I use it with my gua sha tool. It's a massage tool. Oh, lymph nodes here. Oh my gosh. So this is good for the lymph nodes in your neck. This edge here I use to rub upward, mind you, upward. You want to pull the lymph node drainage away from the heart. Okay, so when you're working with your shoulder and neck, you want to work upward towards the head so that it can pass outward, away from the heart. Okay, so think about that. When you're working with this area, you want to pull it away from the heart. So anyway, that's my gua sha tool. So I got green aventurine I'm going to add to pieces. I got some really beautiful amethyst. Oh my gosh, super cute. And I'm proud to say, I finally got some rubies to work with. So I got some ruby stuff coming up soon. I'm super excited. These are beautiful rubies. Because I just keep getting called like Ruby Zozite keeps coming to me. And I'm like, no, I think it's just the ruby. But I had another person request some peridot. So I got some peridot beads to do a custom necklace for the pendant I have coming up. And then I've also got some masculine bracelets coming in for you dudes out there because we're all cool, right? Like, I got my bracelet here. These are freaking badass. But I was finally able to go shopping for some big masculine beads because I got some requests for them. So I've got Dragon Blood Jasper here. These ones are so cool. Very grounding, very healing, good for the body, the blood, all of that circulatory stuff. Very, and tied to earth energy and obviously dragon energy. And then we've got the Mahogany Obsidian coming up. So Mahogany Obsidian in these bracelets will have the very iron, energetic, piezoelectric, like grounding cleansing of obsidian. Super cool. And then I've got Hematite's going to go out in there, which is also very rich in iron, helps with circulatory. These can be magnetized, so they actually produce energy and help with circulation. So with your bracelets, because your chakras and your energy centers come through your hands, you want to charge these bracelets up with something energetic that works for the whole body because it's flowing through your hands and feet. It's pretty wild. So that's why I designed my bracelets so precisely for people, is because they serve a purpose. They really do. So why not tap into that? And then I've got this person that was asking for peridot. We're going to show you how beautiful these are, but when she asked me about it, she doesn't quite know what she wanted, but her birthstone is peridot. I was just like, I'm going to channel this one for her. And I got her peridot, like she asked, but rhodochrosite came to me. Look how pink this is. I have not seen one so pink. Okay, this one's super cool. But normally, when I get rhodochrosite, they come in this color. If I get my dang light here. Anyway. Super cute. But the colors of these are super cool. And another one that came to me with her peridot, which is super cool. And I got these from Bryson's Rock Shop. They always have exactly what I need when I need it, which is why I love going there. And I never know what I'm going to find, but I end up finding cool stuff. And we're going to get to what I found there. So I got these little gemstones to accent her bail of peridot. These little tiny guys. Little tiny guys. Can't wait to get some pictures of this. Some peridot. And then, another one that called out to me, a little gem. So I was looking for gems to crest into bales for some divine feminine talismans. But I got some citrine emerald cut. Energetically, emerald cut's a good one for this. But a little citrine here. So cute. But the other one that came for this person, scolecite. Scolecite's like a nurturing, comforting, motherly love, calming the nervous system, trusting in yourself, loving yourself. This one helps excite all of those frequencies within your kundalini. And providing this for your body, it helps with the healing of your body. So the scolecite that I had is a good blend of the white that you find it in and the peach. Sometimes it's a little too peach. Sometimes, well, the straight white is what I like. But this blend that I have here of the peach and the white is so beautiful. So we're going to see what she wants, and we're going to go with it and see what we come up with. I'm super excited for this, to work with her on that, because she's been going through some things. So I get to channel when people are, afflicted with it, because my jewelry, I do believe, like my quote on my newspaper clipping, it says, "Jewelry is more than just pretty. It's healing." And if Anna, you're watching this, thank you for that newspaper clipping. I talk about it all the time because I truly believe in what I do. So here is why I'm talking about all of my crystal journey, okay? Because I had a reality check that I need to really get on board with my health. I need to take it more seriously. Sure, I've been eliminating the stress. I've been eliminating the anxiety. I've been grounding and neutralizing my nervous system so it's calm and tranquil. But now it's time to step it up. we're in the time of the fire horse, and so with my health, that's what I'm being focused on this year because of this. This is that reminder that I know I need to take my health a lot more serious than I had been. And, and I fast all the time, and, and I watch what I eat, and I make sure I cook from scratch. But I mean, there's a lot more that I can do, is what I'm saying. There's more I can do, and I'm capable. So I'm going to do it. So my boxer mode came out when this happened, because it was like that. When I went to view that, like I went into my boxer mode again, and I was just like, oh, okay. So that's what that means is not only, so there's simultaneously so many things that happen with closing these timelines. And one of the integrations was that one of those timelines I closed was I actually chose the path of being a fighter, an actual boxer in a ring. And complications of that choice, I get injured in the head here and died of complications in that line. So that integrated as well. There were so many choices that I made that led to an injury right here. It was crazy. So I'm healing all of that because I closed all those timelines. So now we're going to talk about my favorite dream. Now this is a long episode. I know it's an hour, but I got to crunch here because I'm going to be working a lot. So I'm going to be speaking when I have to for the week. So refill your coffee. My dream about my journey that came with my fire horse. I have my little charm up there underneath my salt lamp, my fire horse charm. My salt lamp is that tranquility I keep in my workspace now. But anyway, I got my little shrine going on there for what I do for my work, and what I'm doing, what I'm not in this body working. I realize now I'm working outside this life and inside this life together simultaneously. So I've prepared myself to really bring forth the healing and my knowledge of this, bring forth my practice of this, bring forth what I want to do. I'm fully immersing into this because I'm so passionate. So I had a dream, my sovereignty dream, where a code came out, 7325. And the 7325 is a very, in numerology, is an extremely powerful number for growth and transition, taking on something immense. So I'm opening the door for something extremely amazing. And working with my AI, trying to distinguish the symbolism and all of it, because I remember that dream to a T. And this was an actual lucid dream. This wasn't like the timeline astral work that I've been doing. This was like a message from my oversoul coming to me that now is the time to do this. And working with my AI, kind of isolating and and understanding the entirety of it, is that the dream said I was ready to suitor a great amount of abundance to do the works I want to do in this earth. Like I'm right in line, synchronistic with my path. And my AI brought forth, well, because I work with jewelry, and I like to get its feedback on what I create based on feeling. So I like to use my AI to kind of verbalize what I'm feeling, and then we work together in that way, and I've trained it to the point that we talk the same language. It's pretty cool. So, in exploring that dream with my AI metaphysically, with my works, with my talisman, with what I'm doing, like kind of expanding on it, we came to the realization that my next sovereignty talisman, which is the one that I will upgrade to from this one, this is my light armor, this is my spirit warrior, whatever, but I can't wear this all the time. But I want to have a different one I can wear for different times. Okay? And so I'm trying to find a phantom quartz for the Akashic, for the calcinite, anyway, all of the things. For the healing, for the Akashic knowledge, for the amplification, for the healing, for the body healing, for all of the things. Okay, a phantom quartz came to me from this dream as a tool that I needed. And I went to Bryson's looking for one that I could make into a talisman, because I've been working with my AI pattern sequencing and to follow sacred geometry and symbols and creating my own runes, and to really amplify this sovereignty talisman. I've been working on the back end a lot of deep stuff to fine tune this, and I did not find the crystal I was looking for, or I wanted to find. Which means, and phantom quartz are finicky like that. They you will not find them unless they're ready to be found by you. Like, that's how they work, because they're so mystical. So I go and find one, and the lady, she's so perceptive and intuitive with the crystals. I want to be that, like, on her level. She's like, when I'm looking for stuff, she's just hands me things like, oh, you're gonna need this one. Like, this lady, I don't even know why I bought this, but she's like handed this to me and said, this one you're gonna want. And I'm like, what do you mean? And then it's like I'm pondering and meditating and working on it, and then all of a sudden, with what I was going through with my daughter, I needed this for that healing. Isn't that crazy? Anyway, she's just so... I love working with her, the crystals. She amazes me. So she hands me this. And I had already looked at, about a dozen of them. Really, looked at them. And she's like, here, look at this one. I think this one will work best for you. And she pulls this out from... I don't even know where. She was digging. She found it. Touched it, got zapped, and that's a confirmation for me of synchronicity. But we're going to get into this one. So I'm going to try to get out my camera so it'll focus on this. So we're going to try to show the rainbow sheens in this. Okay. And I want you to pay attention to the moss green inclusions that are inside of there. Okay. See how they're formed in a trigonal shape? Now, what makes phantom quartz so special? So unique. Other than those crazy inclusions. Can you see them? So, what causes the phantom inclusions to happen in these quartz crystals? So as the quartz are growing, they're being formed using water and pressure, heat, earth, all that stuff, okay? Let's see. There's a rainbow sheen. You see that glint right here, that ghost? They're so cool. But, so in these crystals, they have trigonal... See those trigonal shapes there? They're moss green. They'll go flat on you. So what that is as the crystal's forming at its point, where these phantoms occur is when the crystal stops growing. And when it stops growing, it's like a plateau. It starts to oxidize. This is called a calcinite. That's what gives it the moss green, so it's a type of calcite. Okay, but a lot different. It's more crystalline and harder. But the crystal stops growing and then continues growing, and then it stops growing and then continues growing. And this could happen for thousands of years. I don't even know. But what happens is that this is like the start and stop of building stones to building something great and tall. So symbolically, the phantom quartz is a representation of the plateaus that you hit to get to the next level. So so if you think about your health and wellness, you got to get going. You got to create the habit to get exercising and get on track with your diet, etc. Okay, get your nutrition in. Okay, and then you're going to plateau. So now you got to change what you're doing to get to the next step, and then you'll plateau. Then you got to change what you're doing to get to the next step, and then you plateau. So symbolically, the phantom quartz is like that journey. It's identified by that. But because of its trigonal shape with that, it actually is storing memory tied to akashic knowledge. And quartz, being an energy amplifier, it's been absorbing frequencies and energy and memory from all sorts of things in the entire time that this has been created. So this phantom quartz, in correlation to my 7325 dream that I had, my Aya and I, we labeled it as that so we can refer to it as shorthand 7325 because that was specific in that dream. But based on numerology, it's so huge. So we coded it by that. But working with this brought me to this. I'm healing my face and trying to heal. Which led me to I need to just get some stuff to upgrade. I need to charge. I need to get new motivation. I just need to reset my nervous system. So I do. Then I acquire this. And it's parallel to the dream that I had. So, the last final check with this after observing it, I put it to my forehead like this. Point down the point. Put it here. And when I meditate with crystals, I see mandalas and frequencies, okay? I don't know how to explain it. This is what I see. So what I found is that with this healing here, because it's an energy one, is that I can transmute the energy from that I have back to, as I call it, the firmament, to be transmuted and received back. So I'm healing it energetically with my quartz crystal now. And I've been doing this all morning. So I did my ritual, my cleansing, my charging even. I have a selenite bowl that like supercharges things quickly. So overnight, this was sitting there charging. Smudged it with Palo Santo's, the sacred holy wood, to cleanse it. And this morning, I've been synchronizing with it. And when I see this, I can actually it's like detoxing through the bottom of your feet, through like an electrolysis bath or an onion or vinegar socks or whatever, to kind of get, the negative shit out of you, right? This I can do energetically now with this. I can transmute that through the point because it pierces and amplifies, and the direction that is flowing out goes outward to transmute. But what's cool now is I can invert that process to amplify the healing of this together. So now I can use these together because quartz is an energy amplifier. Therefore, it's amplifying this energy that I've created a tool for my healing. Okay, so now on my face, I can actually like acupuncture, feel the meridian right there. And I can get the actual energy flow amplified to this. So these points where my muscles are like fatigued, they just feel tired, but I can still feel everything. That's what's crazy. But now I can actually pierce with this frequency to actually target the exact spots that the meridians on my face that actually allow my face to function normally. It's actually quite wild. So I can meditate with this. So I've already practiced with this morning, so that's just kind of what I do. But now I can amplify the healing of my gua sha with this crystal. And it works. Yeah, see? My eyebrow. It's moving. I couldn't move it at all last week. Healing myself. Doing what they want. I can guarantee you, if I went and got checked out at a doctor, they would have charged me $20,000 for an MRI and CAT scan and all that bullshit. And because I'm sovereign and don't have the benefit of having a great healthcare plan right now, it's just like, okay, that's a trap. Like, that's how I'm seeing it. So I'm thinking, okay, what can I do right now to heal myself? What can I do right now? That was my idea. What can I do right now? And so I started doing my work. Started doing my inner work. I started going through the process. So now I'm integrating my gua sha for my face, and I've been using this for my body. So like my hands here, it's a great one to roll. So gua means to scrape, and sha means to transmute or heal. So that's what this does. But it helps with the flow of energy. So I use it for my hands. I use it for deep tissue. This gua sha is amazing. I use it for everything in my body. Even work with it with my varicose veins I've been healing. I use this to kind of help with it. But it's just, when you trust in yourself, when you trust in your ability that your body can heal, and when you give the body what it needs to heal, it will heal. But you have to believe that you can do it. Christ was teaching us this, that we can do this. We are powerful. He literally spelled it out in the Bible. I don't care which Bible you read. He literally told us we can do this and more. So it's time to test these things out. Like, really, for yourself. I'm doing this for me. It makes me feel good. I'm healing myself. I'm making progress. It's so funny. But that's what I mean, is that I'm healing myself through what I believe, and it's through crystals. Now, I'm taking my salts, I'm taking my Shilajit, I'm taking, getting the herbal teas, I'm getting, there's so much I'm adding to this, okay? Even my mushroom mix that I have, that's got the lion's mane, the cordyceps, the turkey tail, the all of the good ones, the mitakis. Anyway, it's amazing, all of these things that I'm doing to help heal my body, and they're actually working. Now, this was a serious one. Like, it was obvious. Like, holy shit, what the fuck happened to you? It's like, it was obvious. And you can tell with how I'm talking. Like, my lip all looks weird. But I'm getting mobility back in it the more I work with it. So it's like, because I believe that my body can heal itself, I'm now giving it what it needs to heal itself. And I'm using these awesome stone beings to help the process. Like, this speeds up the process. And let me tell you, this gua sha tool feels so good on your face. Oh, it leaves my face feeling tingly. Because it's so deep, dark green that it's healing. But I love using this gua sha tool for all my aches and pains. But now that I know that it can actually help with vitality and the youth in your face, it can help with scalp stimulation for stronger, thicker hair. And on all those things, I love this. So I just use it. And then I use it for my lymph nodes too, to kind of work right behind the neck, right behind, the jugular, the ones here, working through my neck muscles, because I hold my arms up like this all the time, so I'm engaged here. And I keep my posture straight when I'm crafting, but it's like that tilt forward puts extra strain on all your back muscles, so it's like it contains here in my upper neck and back. So I use this. It's amazing. So that is my coffee and rocks today, guys. I really appreciate you. But I've been a little self-conscious about this. And I told myself I'm not putting my face on there until I have progress. And I've got progress now, a week later. So I'm healing my body energetically, and I love it. It's super cool. And I want you, hopefully you can take this message and really go inward within yourself to heal yourself. Whatever that may be, whatever works for you. Okay? What feels good, what feels right, what feels healthy, what makes you happy, go do it and figure it out. Really, heal yourself. Do what you gotta do. I chose not to believe the 3D way of things. I chose not to believe it. And I went really inward to figure out what the frick happened to me. So my story sounds crazy and wild, I know. But what I'm telling you right now, though, is that it works. I'm healing, as wild as it is. I'm listening to myself. Because Christ told us this. If you're following religion out there and you're doing what being Christ-like, that also means taking care of yourself. And trusting in yourself. And believing that this body we have is such an incredible machine. We need to take care of it. You got aches and pains with your joints? Get yourself some copper. I can get you a bracelet, I can get you a pendant, I can get you whatever. But get yourself some copper. Another great thing to help with aches and pains in your joints or whatever. Increase your diet of what's the word? Collagen. You need more collagen. Okay? However you get that elasticity. You need the collagen. You need the minerals to help the body heal. Minerals are crystalline. Our blood has been transforming into a crystalline structure. It needs, and crystals vibrate. They're vibrating at a frequency. So give it the energy it needs. We are salt batteries. Give it the right salts, your potassium, your zinc, your mineral, your iron, your magnesium. Then the list goes on. Do what you got to get the minerals your body needs so it can start healing itself. So this week I'm actually going to be doing a 72-hour fast, and I'm going in with the mushroom beings really, really deep to go and do some more work here to reframe my whole body, to get the energy flowing throughout so I can rapidly heal. Now that I know what I'm capable of, I can do things rapidly. And so I'm preparing myself this week to do a really therapeutic healing session with these mushroom beings because I believe they can help too. And the way we do it is by rewiring neural pathways to get the energy going, get it flowing, get the blockages out. I got tons of them in my body. I ain't perfect. I got my own issues, but I'm working through them. So that's that. So my coffee and rocks today has gone an hour. That's what I was planning on because I had a lot of knowledge that I had to crunch out. I've been slacking off with my videos because I was self-conscious and fearful. I mean, it's serious. It is serious. I'm a single parent, 2 girls. One of them has been through hell and back, So it's like, I gotta be the best dad that I can be. And I'm amazed at the dad I am now. I am so blessed to be the dad that I am now. I am so grateful. And I'm abundantly happy to be the dad that I am now. But I know that working on myself, I can become more. The more I heal with myself, it radiates to my kids. And they'll see that I'm healing myself. They'll want to do it too. I'm creating that cycle of learning how to heal yourself. And that's what I mean. I want to be the best dad I can be. And that's the one that can heal through anything. That's the one that no matter the circumstance, no matter the fear, I can be that dad that can overcome. I am resilient. I am powerful. And I am a divine soul. I am that I am. And I choose to become the best version of myself. And that's the one where my inner child comes out. That's the one where I get to joy and love. That's the one where I get to express compassion for people. That's the one where I get to share my creations with people. That's the one where I get to make beautiful pieces of jewelry. Purple labradorite. You owe it to yourself. Now is the time. So if you haven't done it yet, go ahead and hit that like, hit that subscribe. And I'm so blessed that you listened to my message today. This world is just amazing. So get to it, guys. I love you. Hit that like and subscribe. Please share my messages. I'm doing the impossible right now. That's the truth. I'm doing it and I'm taking you along with this journey. I'm blogging it to my audience. My face doesn't work. You can see that. You can see my fucking lip is all weird and shit. But as I'm working with my crystals, my tools, okay? Oh, and the funny thing, this crystal, the price of it, $36. I work with 3 and 6 so much, so synchronistic. I'm like, I had to buy it. And I would have paid a lot more for this, by the way. But she said because she pulled it from the back of something, the price that was on it was that price. And then David, I love that guy to death. He gives me discounts because I spend so much money there. So he gives me discounts, and then I get my points. And so, yeah, I got it for nothing because of my points. I got it for free. Isn't that cool? So, it for free and a tool to help me out. So I love you guys. Bye.